What's up? Quasi here, and in today's video, I want to share with you how I make content and how I make these videos that you watch on my channel. I've been getting this question quite a lot in our customer community, and I think it's time I share my process of how to make content, because a lot of you are business owners who are starting off in the online space. You want to become influencers, you want to make your own content. So I want to share with you how I make my content and what lessons I've learned in the past 3-4 years of me making content. So stick around to the very end of this video, because I do think this will be valuable for you if you're someone who's getting started off and you want to make content on Instagram, you want to make podcasts, or you want to make YouTube videos. So I'll try my best to make this as valuable as I can for you. So I wanted to quickly announce, if you just go down to the pinned comments down below, you can access our exclusive email list where I can share stuff that I can't really share on the channel. I'm currently right now traveling, so I won't be able to edit this video much. So this will be released as is. I'm in New Jersey right now. We're prepping for my wedding ceremony and reception. Bridget and I, my wife and I, we've been married 2 years ago, but because of the pandemic, we weren't able to have our wedding ceremony and reception. So if you're seeing, if you could see how I'm propping this camera up right now, you'd probably give me a gold medal for doing this. But anyway, let's get started with today's video, which is how to make content. This is very different from the kind of content that I share on this channel, which is purely on mindset, but I think sharing more practical stuff and how mindset actually comes into it will help you get a better example, a better understanding of why I do the things that I do and how to make decisions, better decisions in more practical matters, how mindset actually applies in practical matters. So learning to effectively make content will make your content effective. It will allow you to reach more people and make a better impact. Okay, this is something that I learned the hard way. So for example, if I were making this video right now with no energy and being monotonous and just speaking about something that I don't want to speak about, you would be able to tell, because energy never lies. So throughout the past 4 years, I think I began in 2018, end of 2017, starting to make content, and I realized that some content would be more polarizing, be more effective than others. So I started to question why. Why was this the case? Why couldn't every single one be as effective? And I started to notice why some content was much more reaching, more impactful than others. And it all turned out to do with my intention behind making the content. So when I first started off making these videos, I would get very concept heavy. I would talk about concepts such as transurfing, law of attraction, subliminals, meditations, etc. And when I talked about all of these things, it was more like I'm getting more in my head about it and I'm thinking more about it, instead of just feeling into what do I want to speak about, what excites me. Instead of getting more into the feelings aspect of it, I would get more concepty, more philosophical. And when that happens, don't get me wrong, there is still value in that. People just would walk away. It would just be like another video on subliminals or another video on affirmations in a sea of millions and millions of videos, right? So as a business owner right now, you're coming in a saturated market. You want to separate yourself out, and the best way to do that is to be unique. What brings you your uniqueness? It's your energy. Your energy is unique. If you keep talking about things that everyone else and their own grandma is talking about, then you're going to get pulled into that space, right? So you want to speak about things that actually excite you and energize you. So that was my first failure that I learned from. Making content that is already out there and speaking about stuff and regurgitating stuff from books that I've learned. And you're just going to get pulled in a massive field of other people talking about the same thing. The second mistake that I made was when I had this intention of trying to go viral. So I would make videos and be like, all right, well, I want to go viral. I want to get a lot of views, which is what everyone wants, right? I get it. And what I didn't realize at the time is what actually makes a video viral. Because virality is a byproduct of something. Making money is a byproduct of something, right? It's not the direct thing, but it's a result of a process. So if I have the correct process in place, then the result would be I make money. The result would be I go viral, correct? Right, so I had this intention of trying to go viral, and what I would do is I would look at viral topics on YouTube. I'd be like, all right, well, this topic is viral, that topic is viral. All right, talk about how to manifest your crush back. that's a viral topic, so let's make a video on that. So I tried to do that, and my energy was again lacking. I wasn't too passionate about it because I know that, all right, well, this is bullshit. I'm just making this video to get something, right? So when my intention was, I want to get something from this video, I want to go viral with this video. When I had like that kind of reaching intent, more of like a constricted energy, like I want to get something from this, versus I want to share something, I want to give something, I want to share my message. Do you see the difference in energy right there? One is I want to get something, it's more contractive. The other is more expansive, I want to share something. My most effective content started to happen when I started to actually share something that I thought would be helpful, would be beneficial to you guys. And that's when I shifted my focus to that, talking about more stuff that I'm actually passionate about, and then talking about stuff that would be helpful to people, things that I'm actually interested in. That's when the energy started to show up in my videos. Kind of like when I'm making this video right now. Normally, if this was me like a year or 2 years ago, I wouldn't be making this video. You know, I would just be like, oh, well, people wouldn't want to watch this. What would people want to watch? What would go viral? Make that. So now that I'm making videos like this, it makes me feel more comfortable sharing my message and makes me become more unique. And when I can do that, guess what? It's going to go viral, right? Like if you become uniquely you, you're going to separate yourself out in a sea of everyone who's being basically a sheep. And that's what being a business is all about. What differentiates you? What's your point of differentiation? People don't want to keep seeing the same replica over and over again. They want to see something different. They want to get hit with a unique angle. And when I look back at my journey, I think that's why a lot of people resonate with my channel, because, you know, I'm someone who's very analytical. I like to break things down and understand concepts and make it applicable to people's lives, instead of just go with the feeling and the woo-woo. And I've leaned into that, right? I've tried to lean into what's actually unique to me, what my strength is. And I think because of that, a lot of people, like the market was lacking that analytical aspect in the manifestation space. And I think that's maybe why a lot of you guys have resonated with it. That's all the comments that I see. So yeah, my best content came when my intention switched from what can I get from this to what can I share. So from now on, from this point on, how I make my content, and over the past year, how I've tried to make my content was, I simply ask myself 2 questions before making a YouTube video or sharing anything. The number 1 question is, what do I want to speak about today? What do I find really interesting today? What's been piquing my interest lately? Simply put, what do I want to speak about? Not what do people want to see, what do I want to speak about? The next question that I ask is, what would be genuinely helpful to someone? What would be genuinely helpful to someone who was in my situation, who was in this, when I was in this situation 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago? What would be genuinely helpful to them? So when you get these 2 areas of how can I help someone, which is you're focusing on people, and what do I want to speak about, which is when you're focusing on yourself, and you merge them together, you get the sweet spot. That's when you go viral or have the most effective content that I've found. So for those of you who are getting started off in this journey, or you've been making content for a while and you've been thinking about, all right, what do I talk about? And you're scurrying for the next topic to talk about. I never think about that, right? Like I'm never concerned with, all right, well, what's going on in the market right now? I'm aware of that. I'm very aware of that. But I use that to make it more unique. So for example, if someone's talking about, affirmation, I'll probably make a video on what I think about affirmations, which will probably be like why affirmations are bullshit or why they don't work. And it'll be very, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll be very, what did you say? Polarizing. That's, my wife's telling me that. I'm thinking about, okay, what will be, I'm not trying to, my intention isn't to make the video polarizing, but I'm just thinking about ways that would want to make people click first of all, but also at the same time get value from it. And it's at the same time genuinely what I believe to be true about the topic, right? So then I'll make a video along those lines. So that's how I use my awareness of what's going on around to differentiate myself. And I think honestly you should do that too. But you shouldn't differentiate yourself for the sake of differentiating yourself. but with the underlying intent. The overarching intention that you have should be to, what can I share that would actually be helpful to someone, right? So anyway, with that, I conclude this video. This video was very rough. I'll just leave it as it is and put it out there, and leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of this, if this was helpful to you, if you want me to make more videos like this. If you really like this, I can make a second follow-up video on how I actually structure my content, like on the day of, like how do I pick a topic, or how I structure what talking points are, what the main points that I want to talk about are, and what the takeaways are. I can do all of that in a second video. I don't know if you guys are going to like this. So just let me know in the comments below if this was useful to you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.